Refresh yourselves.
The brain cell's still cooking, but I can't let a sip go unredeemed. There you go.
Refresh yourselves.
Okay, if you're gonna cheat with sips, I guess I'll give it to you. Hi everybody, how are you doing? There's my sippy. And hold on, I'm just gonna close my door real quick. Get that scenery out of here. Nobody needs to know I live in this house. Hi, how is everybody doing today? Hello. More sip. Today I have a very special sip on the menu today. It's a white crayon peach. White crayon peach. I can't say words. All the sippies. Yes, so hello everyone. All of you viewers and all the lurkers. Kirby Monty Poppycock, Keegan Anime God Renua, and Spiraled Chaos, my favorite human. How is everybody? Today we're doing even more prompts. Who's this? The Real Salties has followed. Thank you for following. Hello, hi. Hi, how are you? So let's see. What have we got here? Let me just move this and this and this and that and get over here. We have our beautiful list of prompts here that we are going to be once again rolling our little dice for. I can't think of a prompt to write. Well, if you can't think of one, I will be rolling a bunch. Oh, it's random map gen hours for me. Very cool. I like looking at your maps. I like looking at your things. So you better share them with me when you're done. But yes, for anyone who can't think of a prompt, I'm about to have this thing tell me what prompts I'm gonna write. And of course, I did not do... I had 10 minutes. 10 minutes of starting screen to prep everything, and then I just didn't. So, I actually have to add... what is this? 2 more lists to my little dice list so I know exactly what I'm rolling. And so the first time we did this, we were rolling a d23 to get all of the... to account for all the lists of prompts that we have available to us. Now we're going to be rolling a d36 because these prompt lists keep on accumulating because our community is crazy. I may or may not have contributed 3 of these, so I'm not helping. Yeah, so I got my little Discord bot here. It's gonna roll dice for me. Did I put 2 spaces in there? Yes, I did. So let's see. Oh, I put in the wrong prefix, my bad. D36, we're doing 2. So that means we're doing a food prompt. I hope you guys like food. And 30 on the food list. Let's see. Ooh. It looks like dessert is on the menu at the moment. And so let's see, we're gonna be world building some dessert. And yeah, you know what? I see names in here of people who may not have been catching these streams recently. So first of all, hello, hi, my name is Line. I am a world builder, artist, writer, the whole shebang. On these streams this month, we are doing random prompts from these lists put together by many members of the WorldAnvil community. I being one of them. And so our goal is to do this alongside another little challenge that is happening, an unofficial challenge, where we are world building and like we're taking stub articles in our world. Yes, these are articles under 50 words. So they're little placeholders, little drafts essentially, tiny little boys. But here's the thing, I don't usually write with drafts. I don't make drafts like that. I just make full articles and hit publish and I'm done. I don't really make stubs. So, I'm using all these prompt lists to generate a butt ton of stubs that later I can turn into full articles. So that's what we're doing. We're just trying to do a whole bunch of these, make little short and sweet stub articles, and move on to the next one, just back to back. It always takes me 10 years, because of course I get stuck on trying to name things. Don't ask me to name things, it takes me 10 years. But anyway, that just means here we are back to the WorldAnvil. So our prompt right now is a food that is a dessert. What kind of fun fantasy foods do you guys think of when you think of a dessert? Because frankly, it could be anything. One example that I have that already exists in my world is I have these crepes that people eat in our Savella. Before I started really going ham on world building this region, people in the little farm towns, they would make these crepes, and they would be kind of like the birthday celebration, like the fancy special food for birthday celebrations. And they would have this very specific syrup. Is someone outside? No, people are just walking. Okay, anyway. They have these like special syrup that they make. Very sweet, very just beautiful, fantastic, lovely, and delicious. And like it's a very normal kind of food when you think about it. But they make the syrup from these beetles that they farm out here. Anyway, during WorldAnvil's stream yesterday, the topic of cookies came up, and so I kind of want to make cookies. Some kind of cookie for my world. So because we know that I'm terrible at naming things, we are just going to real salties. Hi. Hi, what's up? So, cookies. What should I name them? What should I call them? Hi, what are you doing? Hello. So, what I'm doing is I'm rolling dice. I'm picking prompts that the dice decide for me. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to come up with an idea for a food that is a dessert. That is the prompt I've just rolled. Hello, what are you doing? You mentioned something about can't think of a prompt to write. Is that something you're trying to do right now? Trying to get some prompts done? It is a good afternoon for some writing. But my brain's just not going right now. Anyway, let's think. I'm going to... I just realized I was just in here in my bed. Oh, you're all good. Let's see. Thinking... Okay, let's think regional. Where might I want these to be from? That'd be a pretty good starting point. And you know, to do that, I'm gonna reopen. I'm gonna do what I did last time. I'm gonna have my map open so that I can kind of look at it and just see which region of the world maybe I want this cuisine to be. I have a couple options. Of course, Arcevella over here is the one I've primarily been writing about recently. Nimavi is also one that I've been kind of getting into. The Eurasian kingdoms, something I haven't gotten into quite as much, but would like to, because they're a near neighbor to Arcevella. Is there a way to make free maps? Incarnate is what I use to make maps, and though I do use the paid version, I do believe that you can still do quite a bit with the free version. Let's see, let me pull up. I'll drop the link for you in just a moment. Let's see, we got a... Oh, that's not the right window. Yeah, so we have Incarnate here, that's an option. This is free. You do it just like in browser. I can just drop the link for you. If you want to make free maps, there's a free version. You can absolutely do that. I don't know how many not free features I used in making this map. Of course, okay, this map I made in Incarnate and then I put in Photoshop and then did a whole bunch of extra stuff to it. So it might not look exactly like this, but the base is made in Incarnate. It's pretty cool. It's easy to use. I say relatively. I am an artist to begin with, so various digital tools might be easier for me to use than for others. But anyway, we are on a task, of course. I'm gonna say, okay, we have this little place here, this whole section of the map. That's Irishalna. We're gonna say these are little cookies from Irishalna. We'll keep it vague. We'll say it could be from either of the two kingdoms. Eurasian cookies. Cool. So we have little cookies from this kingdom. And I won't say they're known for them, but maybe there's a small section, like a little small sub-region, a tiny town within there that is known for these cookies. Say. just trying to summon the words here, summon some of the writing spirits to really get this going. Say cookies for which a small village in yeah, we'll say Urshalna. Oh my gosh, I can't even spell. Which a small village in Urshalna is known for. Oh, I thought of a great dessert idea. In the olden days, people ate all sorts of boiled puddings, but you had to make a fair amount of it to get a decent lump in your pudding cloth. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know very much about puddings, but I do think I know that there are like so many different kinds and so many different ways to make them. It's one of those things. It's like, there's so many topics, random things that I can just research and like go heavily into. Oh, what if you fried leftover pudding and made cookies from it? Ooh. That could be pretty cool. Is that something you can do with like any kind of pudding or just specific kinds? Oldie time pudding was just boiled soggy squishy ball of whatever. Yummy. That is a fun idea. I do like that. So maybe it is something like that. Maybe not exactly like that, but maybe these cookies are kind of like a fried up leftover of something. Not sure what. It could very well be pudding, but we're gonna keep it vague. We're gonna keep it open for the time being. They are created from they're created by frying the leftovers of another. We'll say another lesser known food commonly made in the village. Like the infamous sailor's food, peas pudding, was just peas boiled in a cloth. Yeah, there you go. Honestly, I feel like that's something I would eat. I really like peas. But yeah, okay, so we have Ursian cookies. These are cookies for which a small village in Urshalna, which Urshalna is known for. They are created by frying the leftovers of another lesser known food commonly made in the village. So they have a food that they often eat, but they will fry up the leftovers and sell them as cookies. And I guess someone at some point in time was like, man, these cookies are really good. And so people started coming to this village to have these cookies. And people, yeah, now you have to create another type of food. The world builds itself. Exactly! And that's why I'm trying to do these like tiny stubs and keep them super vague. Because if I get too into specifics, then I'm gonna be like, okay, well I have this one thing that I'm gonna write about and develop. But if I just keep it vague, I have all these ideas floating around my brain that they could be related to, could theoretically maybe, and if I decide eventually that they're not, well, I can just make them about something else. The ideas are still there. Yeah, okay. On here we have the whole list of food of prompts that we've done. Yeah, my typing skills today are less than ideal. Yes, this is just the list, so I can very easily refer back to it when I need to. Yes, here we go. We have input our little thing, and we're going to roll again. We're rolling D36 because there's 36 lists. And we got 15. Who is that? Professions. Think about some professions that we could do. Number 10 on the list. Professions 2. Let's see. Oh, Riverfang is like all about the professions. Very cool. We have ensemble, scholars, alchemists, sages, scouts, rogues, acolytes, sword mages, warriors, evokers, druids, monks, metallurgists, shinobi, chronomancers, teratomancers, mages, dragon warriors. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Wait, I already did 10. Reroll. 24. Historical. Ooh. What would you guys say would be a good historical profession? Like, I imagine... I'm not sure exactly what I would tie that to in the real world. I want to say, like in the real world, you'd say, like, maybe a cartographer, in the way we see them in fantasy, might be a very historical thing. Or maybe this is someone who works with restoring historical things. So maybe the profession itself is not historical, but it is related to historical objects. I do think I'd be into that. I would say occupations that no longer exist. For sure. I'll load up. Yes, let's fire up the profession template. Every time I say I'm going to like fire up the template, I say the wrong word. Like we don't have commercial flint nappers today. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Let me go stare at my map again. I'm trying to think. With the way that my world works, there will be a lot of places in the world where like professions might cease to exist because the change in the landscape, the change in the world itself, might mean that they no longer have a need for that anymore. Like Volcan wasn't always covered in fire, you know what I mean? Like it was a literal jungle at one point. So professions you might see in like a jungle settlement might no longer exist in a place that is literally a like lava hellscape. But see, then I feel like I would just end up writing completely normal things that just happen to not exist. I don't know. It's a tough one. Let's see. Part of me wants to write something about Balot Gore up here. But I still have a very, very poorly defined idea of what the timeline looks like for this region in particular. It's difficult. It's a hard one to think about. Because part of me is like, I want it to be like this since the beginning of human time. But another part of me is like, what if it was like this only recently? Because this is like the frozen cold north that is both frozen and decaying. And I want to figure out in my brain if I want it to have been like that forever, like for a very long time, or if I want that to be a more recent development. Because like Nimavi down here has pretty much been magical for a very, very long time. Arsavella is kind of not in any way magical. Urus Brianna and Urus Halna are only in like the vaguest sense in possession of magical lands. Let's see. I'm going to say that there is a historical profession that existed once in the Eurasian kingdoms. You see the one with like the giant mountain in the middle. That is a form of messenger that perhaps once traveled by foot. Along a road that would have once directly connected these two places. But once upon a time, in history, these mountains did not exist between them. And so that made this journey very simple. You just walk on over there and it's fine. And so these couriers would walk on foot, just totally normal. Basically like a little several-day stroll, but it'd be fine. Nothing was really in their way. Then everything changed when the Earth attacked. So, once again, we are back in Erysia. I'm gonna call it the Erysian Courier. With kind of the intent of making this like old-timey courier, back in the day courier. No longer does this courier. My 97-year-old granduncle was a skiing courier when he was young, and now all the mail comes in a car. Historical profession. Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, I imagine like, yeah, for sure, like deliveries in general, in our world, like things are very different now than they used to be. Like all the mail pretty much comes from like the same mode of transportation. It's all like, you know, a truck pulls up, a guy puts your mail in your mailbox and then leaves. It's USPS, that's UPS, FedEx, like all the those are all the American ones anyway. Yes. I'm gonna say couriers of Lycian past. This was a profession in which couriers traveled on foot from Rishalna to Brianna. Yes, couriers of Erysian Pass. This is a profession in which couriers traveled on foot from Halna to Brianna and back, delivering all manner of correspondence. Once the mountains rose between the nations. Yes, once the mountains rose between the nations, different means were developed which made these couriers less reliable options. And thus, they faded into obscurity. And now we have to see how these two nations like to communicate and get information to each other. And thus we have the Ursian Courier from back in the day. Yes. So let's see. Let us see what we have next on our list, shall we? We have 23. Who's that? Bugs. This is gonna be like the third time we do a bug prompt. I'm not upset by that. 25? I think we're just going up the list, because I think I did 27 and 26. No, I think I just made that up. Wait, no, that's not my list. Hold on. That's someone else's list. Oh no, I did 6 and 7. I did like 26 and 27 of one prompt list. I don't remember what it was, though. But we've actually done this 3 times already. Not twice. So this would be number 4. Oh, hold on, what did we get? 25? Bird. So a bug that is in some way related to birds. Curious, very curious. So, you know, my first thought seeing this, just right off the bat, is like little mites that might live on a bird, like kind of like taking the parasitic route. Like these are bugs that you might find on a bird. And it could either be positive or it could be negative, but they make their homes on these birds. I'm wondering if this could be like a symbiotic thing. If this is something beneficial to the creatures, one or the other. I suppose if it's only one, it'd be a parasite, but... Atlas 803, hello. Thank you for the sippy. We're out here talking about buggies. Now the sippy chain begins. Okay, you're doing it again. There can never only be one sippy. See, but sometimes it does happen that there's only one. It's very strange. I never know what to do with myself. I ran out of points. Oh. Well, I guess that just means you have to lurk more. Have to come hang out more often. Yeah, we do. Oh no. Everyone's plotting against me to spiral chaos. There's a 2.3k points of hydration. No. You're dangerous. You are a dangerous creature. But yeah, we do cool things on this stream, like writing about bugs. Boogie oogie oogie. So yes. So we got a bug related to bird. So I'm thinking this might be a bug that lives on a bird. So I'm gonna say these are gonna be avian mites. But where are they from and what do they do? What makes them so special, so fancy? To be fair, I don't really think that you need to justify every single world building decision that you make by giving it some completely unique aspect. But of course it makes it more fun, doesn't it? Oh man. Okay. These are mites, which I'm gonna say they can infest. So that would be definitely a negative connotation, which can infest birds in region. Who, what, where, why, when, and how. The region I think of, in my world, when I think of bugs just straight up infesting a living thing, is definitely Balogor. But it could also... It could happen in any place in which life or death is especially prevalent. Especially in a place where life is especially prevalent, maybe that's just how they multiply so much. That's why there's so many of them. And how it reaches this point of, like, infestation. But of course, if death is involved, then there might just be cause for more, like, icky, gross creatures to exist, like these mites that just exist in large number and bring death to other living creatures. It's kind of a toss-up. What do you guys think? Because I guess I'm kind of torn in between two very specific locations. Are we thinking this should be a place in, like, the death domain or a place in the life domain? So I would put it either in Balogor or Nimavi. One of these places. So I think I can make the point for either one. Yeah, these are mites which can infest birds. To sometimes lethal degrees. Could be a little both. A bug that proliferates in the corpses of certain birds. Ooh. That could be fun. Oh, see now, we can make it a little grim. I'm sorry to my my little baby birds. But maybe these are mites that adult birds acquire, and they bring them back to their nests, where their little baby younglings are. And then these mites latch onto the little babies. Little babies, they are of course little babies. So they will more often than not die to these mites. And it is in the corpses of these birds that they do proliferate. But then the adult birds are carriers of them. So this could be one of those situations that just completely wipes out a species or a location of all their little local birds. I'm sure the birds maybe survive because they found natural ways to kind of avoid getting swarmed by these things. But sometimes they might miss it. Could be the bugs work like cicadas, only appear once every certain number of years, and cause huge bird die-offs, bad omens, and stuff. Ooh. See, this is why you are fantastic. You always have such cool ideas. But yes, so that is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say these are mites which can infest birds' nests, carried by adult birds back to their nests. Well, it's a little redundant in the wording, but it's fine. It's a draft. No one has to see this except you. Hatchlings are unfortunate victims to these mites, which proliferate in their corpses to continue the cycle. And perhaps one day we may decide how often this occurs, if it's Kind of like an evergreen kind of situation where it's always going on, or... Or if it's seasonal, or if it's an event, like cicadas are. So yeah, let's just pop that on our list. I know, switching to this like bright white screen's probably like a jump scare to everybody. I don't mean it, I promise. Like how switching to my face at the start of the stream now is like a jump scare. 'Cause now I'm just there. Like, hello everyone. Yeah, let's see what we get now. 22. Who dat? Characters. Alright, so we're gonna make a people. And that is number 3 on this list. Characters, just the regular character list. Ocean. Oh gosh, I'm like highlighting stuff instead of dragon. Ooh. I see Riverfang's like all over the place with these. We're just like all over the spreadsheet doing different things. It's very cool. Alright. So our prompt now is a character with the prompt ocean. And also, in general for folks, if you find a prompt that references something you don't know much about, like the lifetimes of random bugs, go watch a YouTube video about the 20 weirdest bugs on Earth or something similar for some sparks of inspiration. Absolutely. That is, like, that's absolutely how I work when I'm not here in front of everybody. I'll just, like, I will spend hours just looking at videos about random stuff. Either it's a video or articles or any piece of information on the internet. I'll just look things up and be like, hey, yes, give me all of the informations, please. And yeah. And that is on having ADHD. It's like how I'll just play Minecraft for 16 hours straight and not eat because I am not thinking about that right now. I'm thinking about my strip mine, you know? But yes, here we go. Character. Who shall we make today? I, of course, do already have several, well, not several. I have a character, maybe 2 characters already written. But of course I have like a whole people who are very much related to the ocean, and that is the people who live in Undmar. This little floating island right here. I say floating island, it's like a rather large island nation. And yes, so they quite like their pirates. They're privateers, if you will. And I have written about one such man already. Let me just pull up the article, because I do quite like the article. And that is Mr. Muradi Reza. Time to make him a rival. Ooh. Ooh, a little competing pirate. See, there he is. This guy is objectively not a great person, but everything he does is, with full permission of the state. So, just don't get on the bad side of this nation and you will be fine. And literally all you have to do to avoid that is not try to sail your ship through the Gilded Reef. That's all you have to do. That's why they call them privateers. Exactly. Yeah, just don't sail any ship through the reef and you'll be fine. These pirates have no reason to touch you. Yes. So what if we write about one such pirate? Similar guy. Oh, I can't sail my ship. What if I put wheels on it and drive it instead? Well, if you find a way to drive your ship, like, over the surface of the water, that might actually be fine. Because then you're probably not, like, dredging the entire... yeah, you know, duck boats. Yeah, listen, if you can just float along nicely and not disturb the reef below, they might actually let you go. They might maybe let you go. But what if... What if folks actually stopped sailing through the reefs? Wouldn't the pirates grow restless and turn on their benefactors? We'll see. I was actually thinking, what if I wrote about one of these privateers who did get bored and decide, you know, maybe actual piracy is the life for me? What if I start going outside of the boundaries of these waters and just start sacking ships elsewhere? That could be fun. So I may say Tilbari. Tilbari is the people. So he would be a Tilbari. Say, oh, the word coming to my brain right now is defector. It could apply, it could not. Yes, but I figure in my world the spread of information may not be so great. So people will, or even if they know, people may still try to come through because it just makes certain travel, like, easier. If they could just cut through that reef instead of going all the way. They could just, like, go this way and down instead of going all the way here and down, you know? Kind of little loop-de-loop that people might not want to do. So maybe they'll feel brave. They're like, I can, yeah, no, I can do that. But yeah, people just show up, and this nation takes that personally. I say, privateer turned pirate, just completely rogue. Yes, privateer turned pirate, this character decided one day that life of a Gilded Reef Guardian, oh, I couldn't say that, Gilded Reef Guardian, was not thrilling enough. It was not thrilling enough. So they turned to... Yes, and so they turned to unsanctioned commandeering and looting of vessels outside their regional waters. Art by Words has followed. Hello, thank you. How are you doing? I hope you like chill little writing streams, because that's what we're doing. Chill writing streams with a writer that doesn't always know what they're doing. Hi there, how are you? Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm just having a chill... I'm having a chill day. It's pretty good. I'm rolling dice and doing random writing prompts. We're making tiny little articles, tiny little snippets of information of world building that I can expand upon later. So that is what this stream is. Yes, we have just done a character related to the ocean. And that is this Tilbari defector. Privateer turned pirate, this character decided one day that life as a Gilded Reef Guardian was not thrilling enough. And so they turned to unsanctioned commandeering and looting of vessels outside of their regional waters. I doubt any writer knows what they're doing. True. That is very true. Yes, and we are doing all of that on WorldAnvil. And so let's see. It is time for another prompt. We have a whole list of prompt categories. And so, we roll our little d36. We get 31. I already don't remember what that is. 31, that's snacks. I write about some snacks. Oh, actually, did I put the person that I just wrote in here? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Okay. Cool. So we've just put that in there. Now we roll our little d30, so we see which number we get. 23. Alright, snack list 23. Dehydrated. Get a little dehydrated snack. So of course, when I think of a dehydrated snack, I think of like dried fruit, and not just dried fruit, but like the crunchy, like very dry fruit, like the straight up dehydrated, like the apple crisps. Those are my favorite. It's so unfortunate how expensive they are because I will just inhale them, and it's so rough. When I think dehydrated, I think there should be some sippies. Oh no, you got me there. The sippy has been had. Oh, and now the chain begins. Thank you very much. Okay. So we'll say this is another item, because I never really know where to put foods. And so this is going to be a dehydrated snack. Oh, and I need to maybe turn on my writing screen. Yes, so here's our snack that is going to be dehydrated. But yeah, so I am thinking about fruit. You do illustrations too? I do. I do illustrations. Yeah, this month I'm just kind of like idea generating, so I'm focusing mainly on the writing thing. But I am an illustrator, I'm an artist. My recent love and joy has been making emotes. So that's a lot of what I've been doing. So you see the emotes on my channel, like so. Those are all my own creation. They are my favorite thing to do now. But I am, of course, I'm working on other projects, I'm working on my own things. Last month I made a whole bunch of bird doodles. Bird sketches. I'm going to say that these are going to be dried glow fruit. And this is going to be piggybacking off of a prompt we did, I think last week. So I don't remember if it was Tuesday or if it was last Saturday. But anyway, there's this glowing fruit that technically it only glows to certain creatures and people, like certain species. And these are species that would be kind of like in tune with magic, so ley blood species. You do commissions? I do sometimes. I don't always have commissions open. Like I currently do not have commissions open because I'm horrifically busy. I have regular work stuff. I am working on a project right now, like kind of on the hush hush. And I'm just doing general world building stuff, so I just have a lot on my plate right now. So I do not currently do commissions now. Yes, these are dried glow fruit. a snack sometimes found in Nimavi. Made by dehydrating. Have you ever done a font? I've never done a font. I've taken existing fonts and done like graphic design projects out of them, but I've never just straight up done a font. I've created a cipher before and used like a font making software to make it into a usable typable font, but I've never made like an English real letter font before. I would like to. That would be really cool, and I think it's something I might end up doing if I get into like conlanging for my world. But it is not something I've done as of yet. These snacks sometimes retain the glowing quality of the fruit from which they are made. I'll say, but not always. Yeah, so this is like a little snack, a little dried fruit snack that people in Nimami, yeah, Nimami, mommy, sorry, no, Nimavi. It's a snack sometimes found in Nimavi is made by dehydrating the local glowing fruit from the region. These snacks sometimes retain the glowing quality of the fruit from which they are made, but not always. So yes, people in Nimavi might just have these little umami, yeah. Yeah, people in Nimavi may just... I'm not gonna say it's common, because I imagine these fruits aren't especially common, but it wouldn't be particularly rare either. So you may find these snacks sometimes that sometimes may glow if you are a ley-blood person. And if you can see magic, you might be able to see that some of these snacks sometimes still glow. That one's fun. I think that's a fun little idea. Gosh, and now I'm gonna want to go to the store. I want to go to the store and buy myself some of those like dehydrated apples, little dehydrated apple crisps, but they're so expensive and I go through them so quickly, it's like not even worth it. I have ideas for stylized font, at least for a limited number of letters for a font. Yeah, absolutely. That is like fonts are such a cool thing to explore. If you have an idea, like absolutely go for it, give it a try. I don't really know what you do. Hungry now? Yeah, hungry. I just had food before stream started, so I can't say I'm like too hungry. But I am craving this little snack now. So let's see what's next on our list. We have 33, which is clothing. That is one of the lists that I submitted. And we got 20. No, I think clothing is on its own. Okay, I might as well just go back to the index because I'm not going to find it myself apparently. So that's clothing 2. And who did we get? 20. Formal. So some kind of formal clothing. All right. What kind of formal clothes do we think of? I, of course, I don't know, I think formal. For some reason right now my brain is just caught up on like a uniform. But that feels less formal and more like official. You know what I mean? So that doesn't seem quite like what I want. How am I going? Item. So yeah, we have a formal piece. I also don't go to enough formal occasions anymore. I can't think of what my own essential formal items might be. Let us think. Of course, we could write about maybe a specific type of dress, or maybe even a type of shawl that people wear in formal events. What if there's a certain place in the world where it is very fashionable for nobles to wear kind of like a very specifically styled little capelet? It's like off the shoulder and down the back on one side. Ooh. I don't know, I kinda like that. I could even go so far. Formal 40-pounder cannon. I like your red hair. You could be a character in something I wrote. Aw. That's sweet. Yeah, I've always kind of like dyed my hair red. Like that's not a rare thing for me, but I just haven't in several months. Like I've just been letting my hair grow out. But today I was like, you know what? It's time for a little a little recolor, if you will. And so we are fresh. Bring your ship's cannons to all your formal events. Oh, you're so right. Honestly, not a bad look. Okay. What are we doing? I do kind of like the idea that I just kind of... I do like that little cape idea. But where would people wear this? Who and where? Thought I noticed something new about you. Much redder red today. Yes, yes, I'm much more vivid red now. I brought the color back. I don't know, I like red. It's always, like, ever since, I want to say 10th grade. What was that, like, 14, 15 years old? I've just been doing, like, red in various shades, and I have never looked back. I think red is my ideal hair color. Just in terms of what I like and what I think I look best with. Also, it just brings me joy. It's a nice color. Scarlet, maybe? Ooh. I always liked the word scarlet. I don't know what it is. Both as a word and as a name and as a color, like everything about it has just been very favorable to me. And like, I'm speaking so highly of the color red. Red's not even my favorite color. Hmm. I'm thinking we might venture back to Everbright and have this be an item worn in Everbright. Alright, so we have a location and a concept. We have our little noble capelets. What's your favorite color? My favorite color, actually, is one you may see here. It's, I feel like it's very washed out by the light. But like this yellow. I don't know if the color is gonna show up like even close to correctly on the screen. But kind of like a goldenrod, I would describe it. Like kind of golden yellow. Some might call it mustard yellow, but mine's like on the kind of like warmer goldish side of yellow, but yellow nonetheless. I just distinctly don't like cooler yellow. Like if your yellow is pulling towards a green, I kind of don't like it as much. It's not my favorite. Works with red too. Yeah, I like to think so. Actually, I kind of have like two favorite colors. It's that yellow color and also like a sage green. Which also I think works quite well with a red. See, that's the real thought process in my brain. It's just pick favorite colors that go well with red. Yes, we're gonna call this a Sunright Noble Cape. How's that? Colors of a fiery sunrise and set. Yeah. Yeah, in my where I was living previously, I had my room painted in sage green, like the walls. It was so nice. 'Cause before that it was kind of like a I think it was like a normal like wall white, you know? And then we painted it green and suddenly my whole life just felt so much better. So I'm thinking if I get myself a proper house one day, I'm gonna paint some walls green. And it'll be really good. Yes, we have a capelet often worn by Everbright's nobles during formal events. Um, yes, they drape off of one shoulder and fall to the mid to low back. I shall say a cape too long or too short is considered quite typing hard. It's considered quite unfashionable. So, they will arbitrarily decide how long or short a cape should be, and if you don't fall in that, well, you are unfashionable and an icky noble, and we don't like talking to you anymore. And that's, I like to imagine that's how noble interactions work. Like, your cape is a little too short, bud. We don't want you in our club anymore. A nightmare for growing noble children, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't think about like the implication for children because they're always growing. You're gonna have new capes ready all the time. I just started streaming this week. I do writer artist adjacent things. Oh, that's cool. I hope that's been going well for you. I've only been doing this for a couple months myself, so I'm also pretty new. But yeah, streaming's a real blast. Let's see. Oh, let's see, I have to. There we go. We have a Sunright Noble Cape. Just copying that so that we can go over here, paste it in. Boom. Very cool. Very nice. Okay, let's see. Another roll, please. 23. More bugs. 18 on the bug list. Let's see what we got. Ocean! Another ocean prompt. That's really funny. Okay. You're rolling high today. I am rolling high today. Creative username Kelsey Cadaver. Wait a minute, I know that name. Wait a minute. No, I'll definitely have to go take a peep. Alright, we got our next prompt here. We got bugs. But ocean bugs. I must confess, when I think of the ocean, I think of like I must confess I don't think of a ton of bugs when I think about the ocean. But I'm sure there are buggies of the sea. Let's fire up the species template. Lots of fish eat bugs. That's true. Yeah, I mean when I think of bugs specifically from the ocean, like I can think of a ton of bugs in like freshwater. But when I think of like ocean insects and bugs and things, I more think of like isopods, like like crustaceans. That's mostly what I think of. Does that count? Like little crustacean creatures? Or maybe there's maybe there are certain flies, sea buggies. Yeah, we got little sea buggies. Maybe there are certain flies. Maybe flies that kind of live around docks. Yeah, so flies that live around docks. Maybe you can see little like swarms of them in certain seasons just around like the wooden posts of a dock. And so by extension, you're gonna see a lot of seabirds hanging around these docks, trying to like pick little buggies off the little poles. I'm gonna say that Unmar has these. I'm gonna call them Unmar lacewings. I think there's a kind of bug called a lacewing that does live by water. Maybe. I don't know. There is. Wahoo! Is there like, is that like what mayflies are? I don't know. I imagine there's a whole bunch of these things that just show up during certain seasons. And the birds have an absolute field day, to the point where some of these docks may just become completely inaccessible because they're just swarmed with both insects and birds who are just at war with each other and themselves. Lacewings are a type of net-winged insects. Yeah, and so obviously you're gonna throw birds. Are you talking about ducks? Maybe. Hey Tillers, how are you? How's it going? Gosh, you're a first-time chatter? You've never been here before? It's crazy. Hello, welcome in. What we're actually talking about right now is the prompt that we've just rolled, which is an ocean bug. So bugs of the sea, sea buggies. I was talking about how these things may swarm on various docks, and thus the birds will also come swarm and try to eat all of them. And who knows, maybe some of these birds could include some very ambitious ducks. Some... These are insects. Common in... marine environments, particularly around docks and shipyards. Swarms will overtake certain locations in different seasons. Oh my gosh, I cannot. I have mistyped this word like 6 times in a row. And every time I backspace, I input a completely different, wrong way of typing this word. Different seasons. Please, thank you. Seasons is literally my faith in a LARP I go to. I cannot be misspelling it. Okay, swarms will overtake certain locations in different seasons. Drawing in season, son of the sea. Sea sun. Honestly, I like that. I might have to use that sometime. I'll make that like an NPC in a campaign of some kind. Like, hello, my name is Sea Sun. Ah, like winter, summer? No, I'm son of the sea. Sea sun. Just drawing in local seabirds for a feast of a lifetime. Alright, perfect. So Unmar lacewings. So these are insects common in marine environments, particularly around docks and shipyards. I'm gonna pick up some lunch. Nice chat, and I'll try to catch another stream soon. Very good, very good. Have a good one. You enjoy that lunch. I'm looking forward to when I get to eat again today. Yes, my next stream is gonna be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. But tomorrow I'm going to be playing video games. I'm gonna be playing more Graveyard Keeper, so if you enjoy that kind of thing, absolutely I would love to have you again tomorrow. If not, Tuesday is my next world building stream. And we don't know exactly what we're gonna do next week, because of course next Saturday and Sunday, I think. Next Saturday and Sunday is going to be World Building Con. So obviously, I don't really know if I'm gonna be streaming those days. I'm going to be out watching World Building Con. So Saturday, Sunday stream next week may not happen. I may try to fill in the gaps with some other streams at different hours and different days. But we don't know yet. We will figure that out. Yeah. And next Sunday is when we get the results, or like they will announce the winners for the World Building Awards. So it's very exciting. It's very fun. If I get called as a winner, I will actually like scream and cry, like on main. It's it's very good. And they're out here saying like, oh yeah, the winners will be invited to give a little speech. Like, how am I gonna do that if I'm actively like openly weeping? We would just have to find a workaround, you know? So yes, we have the Unmar lacewings. These are now on the list. Okay, thanks, bye, goodbye. Alright, so here we are. Let us get another little prompt going. We got 13 professions. We're getting professions a lot. Of course, there's 2 different lists, so we have 2 opportunities. If your map doesn't win, I'll commit crimes. Oh. Listen, there are a lot of really good options on the maps, so though I may be sad if I don't win, I'm not gonna be, like, shocked if I don't. Oh gosh, wait, so what did I just say? Professions. Where's professions 1? Over here. Professions. And what did we get? We got 25. What was that? Build. So this is a profession that builds things. No, there are a lot of okay options, 1 good and 1 great. Oh. Well, I'm not in this house. We're not gonna talk anyone down. I think everyone, well, frankly, everyone who made it into a nominee position for anything, beautiful work, fantastic, gorgeous, stunning. There's so much competition in getting even just like onto one of those lists. Like, I'm gonna give everyone credit where it's due. Like, all of these things are just amazing. But yes, we have a profession that builds. I maintain I maintain my right to judge as I see fit. Oh, I mean, you're absolutely right there. Like I'm not gonna stop you. But gosh. Yeah, I don't know. This like this I've been using the map for reference obviously this entire stream, but like I keep looking at it like, "Oh, I made that. I made that and it's in the running to be like a winner in the community." Like, ah, I could win like a straight up trophy, like a physical trophy mailed to my house if they like this enough. Which I will say, if anyone here hasn't voted for I wish to say voted for me, but I can't make anyone do anything. If anyone hasn't voted for the World Building Awards, period, please do so. Please go do so. And if you vote for me, I will be extra happy. Because all you have to do is go straight to the WorldAnvil homepage, and boom, there it is. Vote for your favorites. You have to log in, so you have to like have an account to see this, but whatever. Get in there, go vote. Go vote for your favorites. I'm in there twice. I'm in there 2 times. And like I said last stream, I thought I was only in there once, because I only looked at like the first page of voting in the Google Sheet, which doesn't show all the categories. And then later I found out I was on there twice and I cried. So anyway, I voted for the best map and that happened to be yours. Oh, stop. You're too sweet to be saying these things. Oh gosh, I'm already forgetting where we are. Profession that builds. A profession that builds things. Builds people? Builds things. I don't know that in my world there would be a profession that builds people. Maybe. Cannot confirm or deny at this point in time. I'm not trying to be sweet though, it's my genuine opinion. Well, I appreciate that. I really appreciate you saying all these nice things about me. Profession that builds people builds people up. Yes, professional hype man. Everyone needs a professional hype man. Yeah. we had the same thought. Same brain. Spiraled Chaos, will you be my professional hype man? Hype creature. Hype eldritch monstrosity. Professional hype bog witch. Alright. Screams from the void. Yes, I feel empowered! That's what I need. I hear like the screaming tearing at the back of my mind. I'm like, there she is, Spiraled Chaos cheering for me, somewhere in the distance. Alright. A profession, you could say a profession that builds people up. Oh, what if we had like a therapist for nobles, but like they don't do therapy, they just make you full of yourself. They teach you how to consider yourself to be so wildly important that your mental state can just never be brought down because you think so highly of yourself. I think I need that, to be honest. Like a therapist that gets you to the point where you no longer have the capacity to think negatively of yourself. Of course, now it's like a double-edged sword because now, no matter what you do, you cannot think negatively of yourself. Ooh. That can be fun. You know what? That's an idea that I can most certainly play with. That one guy telling the king some wild shit. I love that. Yeah, so what if we have, we're gonna call this a nobility coach. And nobility coach is just going to be like the very vague name to describe exactly what I've just said. They tell these nobles, these royals, some wild stuff. And they teach them to believe all this wild stuff. And they teach them to tell themselves all this wild stuff so that they think they are it. They are the shit. And they love themselves entirely too much. Alright. Sorry, just reading a little message real quick. Pew pew. Alright. Yes. So exactly. You know, I want to say maybe this is like I was gonna say maybe this would be a Savellan thing. But our Savella doesn't really have like royals anymore. Because the Alabaster Hand kind of like took care of that a little while ago, allegedly. So they wouldn't really have anyone to coach except themselves, because they now rule over everything. Even some of the nobility might have far less power than they once did under the monarchy. But I do want to say that it's still going to be a Savellan thing, because it's absolutely something that the church would do. So, coaches for Savellan nobility. Which teach I'm gonna say aspiring. Aspiring? No. Aspiring nobility. Aspiring nobility. Unwavering confidence. And self-certainty. Sometimes 2 degrees one may consider irrational or dangerous. As these nobles come to see themselves as perfect, infallible people. So these are essentially coaches that say, this is how you act as a noble, this is how you feel, and this is how you think. You are the most important person in the room at any given time. And no one can sway that. No one can take that from you. You are the prime example of what a moral compass should look like. You are correct, you are good, you are strong, powerful, and everyone should love you for who you are. So, maybe good, maybe bad, maybe it's not good, actually. So they're basically building people into, I would say, rather dangerous humans. So that's pretty good. And of course that means we have completed a grand total of 30 stubs since we started doing this little challenge. That's pretty good. That is 30 whole, like, ideas, concepts for my world that I didn't have before. Maybe I had, like, a portion of some of them before, but now they actually exist in a tangible way. What else can we come up with on our magical journey? 6. Technology. I'm really bad at writing technology. So we're gonna see what we can come up with today. We rolled 11. Where technology at? 11. Storage. So this is a storage thing. Cool. So you have a technology related to storage. So what are we thinking here? It could be magical, it could be completely mundane, it could be a dresser. It could really be that simple. So I don't know, I feel like whenever I hear technology, I I start thinking like way too hard about it. I just get really in my head about what technology means, especially because my world is one in which like I don't have like advanced technology, but technology doesn't need to be advanced. Like that's not what technology is. I'm thinking the successful invention that was the bucket. Yeah, see, a bucket is a technology. But that's also hard for me to wrap my writer brain around. Because to me, a bucket is also just like a thing. It's an item. It is like a little item that I have. And I think technology, like that's a car. Like my computer, that's a technology to me. Like I just associate things in my brain with like technology is like this my phone. Like that's technology to me. But yeah. So yeah, bucket. Inconvenient storage tech. Claw machine self-storage. Oh no. That would be that would be so unfortunate. Like imagine you're in a rush to get out of your house and you're trying to get something out of your little claw machine storage and you just keep dropping it, you keep missing. I need to see that in like a show or something. Like this is just like a normal way that people store things, but it's just so grossly inconvenient. Yeah, so a storage technology. So I guess my question would be what kind of thing are we trying to store with this technology? Like are we trying to store our food? Are we trying to store books? Like parchment paper? Valuables? Like maybe we're talking about a safe of some kind with like a strange peculiar locking mechanism? Or maybe it is something for parchments, like like for printmakers, like I used to be. I can't really say I still am because I haven't done anything since college. But whenever we made paper, we would have certain ways of storing that paper so that it would dry flat first of all. So like we would just like stack them up, press all the water out of them, keep them like nice and flat, and it would just that's a way that we stored handmade paper. And so yeah, it could really be anything. Like maybe you're storing papers in such a way that there's like a weight pressing down on them. So like a compression storage kind of thing. Actually, I think I may just do exactly that. Do something along those lines, something that deals with storing handmade, or not handmade, but like freshly made paper so that it dries and remains flat and weighed down so it doesn't go anywhere, spill all over the place, blow in the wind. I'm thinking this would be something that the scribes. Something that scribes would have. Oh, I made such a good decision buying this juice. I'm still going to be petitioning WorldAnvil to make me a grab your sippy and go world build mug. You guys heard it here. Everyone in this chat right now. Speaking of sippy. Yes, thank you. But yes, you heard it here, folks. I'm going to ah, there can never just be one. I used my we got some good juice. Some really good juice. Yeah, you guys heard it here. Go petition WorldAnvil to give me my grab your sippy and go world build mug. They sent me the grab your coffee and go world build. as my little beautiful people prize. But no, they got bullied into making a tea mug. I'm gonna bully them into making a sippy mug. One day. I'm actually too shy to actually suggest anything like that as a demand, so. Oh gosh, where were we? Storage, paper, scribes. Oh, that was my neck crunching. Anyway. Scribes. Scribes, parchment. I'm gonna say it's a parchment weight. So it is going to be quite literally something that weighs down parchment in a nice little stack. So that it all stays put, stays flat. Just like doesn't curl. Stays nice, stays usable, fresh, clean. Storage. A magical piece of parchment that can store a single piece of parchment. Ooh. Let's see, now that's interesting. So technically it would be two pieces of parchment, but one is stored within the other. Ultimately creating the fantasy equivalent of a zip bomb. There you go. Imagine just like, yeah, like how we have zip files on computers. There'd just be a zip file in in physical print. You just open it and a bunch of other pieces of parchment fall out. I would love that, actually. That's so funny. I will have to find a way to do that in my world. It's gonna be a tough one. You store a piece of parchment within a parchment within a piece of parchment within a piece of parchment and so on. Oh, there you go. So you just keep pulling one after the other. And just grab one from this. Okay, we grab one from this. Okay, we grab one from this. Storage device. Yes, we have a storage device. Used by scribes. Which keeps stacks of parchment. Flat, clean, and secured. Yes, a storage device used by scribes which keeps stacks of parchment flat, clean, and secured so they are always at the ready for new projects. I feel like maybe that might be, maybe, all we need for the time being. Let's, I'm just gonna copy that. Put it all the way down here. Oh, I didn't write in what I was doing, so technology. Storage. Well, scribe's parchment weight. Put that in here. Cool. And so, we are back to the list. These are so much fun. I hope you guys are also enjoying this little writing journey. Random writing. We've rolled 6, which is another technology. No. Okay. I just struggled with technologies. Oh, we got 16 this time. Alright, who do we got this time? 16. Instruction. So we have a technology that is used for instruction. Alright, alright. I think I can we can maybe work with that in some way. Yes, we have another technology for instruction. Okay. Let's go back here. Go back to our dashboard. Everything's all squished. We'll have another technology. All right. So, a technology related to instruction. Now I'm trying to think of what tools, what fun little tools our teachers might have had in school, like in the real life. Like what are little items, objects, technologies that you guys think of when you're being taught something, or if you are teaching something? It's like the only thing in my brain right now, the only tangible thing is like a whiteboard, like a writing surface, slideshow presentation. Yeah. Yeah, this is just like, I am running like a very, so the technology level in my world is quite low. So I would say nothing that's like techie. No techie technology would fit. But a laser pointer audio lab. Yeah, like those are all good examples. Gnomish steam-powered overhead projector. I do like the idea of projectors. Because I do definitely think that a projector could very easily be something that people finagle creating, like early on. So, but I love the way that's like worded, like the gnomish steam-powered overhead projector. It makes me happy. a little serotonin in there. I do like makes hell of a noise and you can't see anything because of all the steam. That's good. I like that. But I do like the idea of a projector. So I think I would like to one day figure out how they might have put a projector together in like a specific location, in a specific way. Let's see. I'm trying to put like a tangible concept behind what I'm trying to do here. I'm gonna say definitely like projector is gonna be in the name somewhere. But what else? Like, rather unfortunately, I don't have gnomes in my world. Bat logo projector, bat gnome. No gnomes. Yeah, I know. I gnome. I mean, there's still a lot of figuring out that I have to do in regards to like the peoples of the world. But in summary, all the people who inhabit Malcora are essentially humans who, through different magical bloodlines, are just a bit different in certain ways. Attuned to different magics, maybe form changed in some way, so there could maybe be the equivalent of gnomes if people got in Smallland. But I don't know yet. I don't yet know like the species of people kind of differences, like the different races of my world. I haven't figured out yet how different I want them to be from each other, or if I want them to all like kind of be human but different. That ancient image projector that projects gnomes, and suddenly the images become real gnomes. Voila! Gnomes in your world! Yeah, like the nomiogenesis projector. That'd be funny. Hmm. We'll come back to the name. We'll come back to the name in a minute. Okay. Let's say technology used to project images. Let's see, enlarge and project images onto a wall or similar surface. Typically used in instruction. They typically found in cities and not in smaller villages. Oh, sleepy. Oh yeah, I got hit by the sleepy so early last night. And so I just went to bed a lot like a lot sooner than I normally would on a Friday night. Like 11 p.m. Just like, oh, I'm done. I'm done being awake today. Earliest I'd gone to bed all week. And it was nice. But now I'm like sleepy again. It's almost 4 o'clock. I'm just ugh. Hmm. I went to bed 9 p.m. yesterday. See, I should go to bed a lot earlier than I do. I just cannot physically force myself to get up any earlier than like, or get up from my chair any earlier than like midnight most days. So I'll just stay up way later than I should. And then I have to get up for work at like 7 a.m. Which already that's put me at 7 hours of sleep, which is less than I should get. I should be going to bed at 9. I should. It would have been so much nicer. But it's alright. It's alright. I imagine Everbright would be the nation which would come up with the projector first and foremost, because it's always very easy to find a light source in Everbright. So maybe the technology has spread to cities and other places of the world, but Everbright pioneered it, and most of their villages may indeed have this technology already. So we're just gonna nickname this the Illuminated Projector. Okay. Where am I going? So we have the Illuminated Projector. Cool. So I'm quite content with that. And here we go. We are going to make yet another roll. 1! Oh ho ho. Normally that would be a bad thing, but today it just means that we're writing about settlements. We're gonna get 18. Well, settlements list is right there. 18. Cattle ranch. Oh ho ho. So, cattle ranch. I most certainly would have a cattle ranch in our Savella. That's not even a question. I just need to now figure out which settlement that would be. So let's see, settlement, cattle ranch. All right. So that's pretty cool. But again, we come to this place where, yes, I have an idea already of who or what or where this may be. But now I have to, like, name it. I have to bring it to life. And now, what we're gonna do, actually, is maybe we can open this article somehow. Read full article? Oh no, it doesn't. Give me that. So I have a map of this region. Of this region specifically. Let's see if I can... Oh, zooming in does not help. Oh, wait, never mind, it did help. Da-da. Okay, so I have, I actually do have a couple names already in place for some of these... some of the larger farms. And so these larger farms in our Savella are actually going to be those, like, the big families which govern the whole region, essentially. That is them. There's the Mira family, the Loven family, Teleris family, and Osper family. And that is basically the name of these little, like, settlements where they live, where they are housed. Yes, so if ever, for some reason, a new family comes into power somehow, wherever it is that they are living, it now becomes a settlement in their name. And so, yeah. I will have to see and decide how often that actually becomes a thing. How often these things change hands. But I want to say... It's really... I don't know, I'm kind of... I have like this little toss-up in my brain of do I want Teleris or Mirestead to be the location of like a huge cattle ranch. Like this would be the family known for cattle, essentially, is what this is deciding. Oh, Teleris cattle. Mirestead cattle. Tough decisions to make. Or we could say neither and say it's Lovens. The Loven cattle. I kind of like Mirestead as the cattle place. So we're gonna say, we're gonna make this little article for Mirestead. Home to one of Savella's. Oh. Savella's. Well, I don't know, because I feel like no, they'll be included. And 9:50 p.m. You can go to bed now. Good night. I love your sleeping duck. He's very good. If you are actually... Oh, tomorrow's 1 hour shorter because summertime switch. Ugh. Terrible, I know. Yeah, Tillers, you are always a delight to have around, and I am so glad you got to tune in and have a chat. I hope you have a wonderful bedtime. I know sleep time is always just so nice. So good. Bye-bye! To one of Arcevella's. Also, fresh bedding today. Ooh, those are always the best. That's something I have to do for myself very soon. I have to clean all my sheets, put on fresh bedding, make it all nice, cozy, and clean. But not today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll do laundry before stream. So yes, we're gonna say that Mirestead and the Mira family is going to be like the cattle family. Like that is what they're known for, that is their domain. More like specifically like the animal husbandry side of things. That's going to be what they're known for, their specialty, their domain, everything, all of that. And obviously, while the other farms can and do have their own cattle farms and creatures, no one does it on the scale that they do. Known for its cattle farms. Artisanal goods such as artisanal goods, especially fine cheeses. A primary source of income and business for this settlement. We're gonna say that. Okay. So this is more or less Cheese Town. This is where the cheese comes from. Okay. See, that was nice and quick because I had an idea for it, like kind of cooking already. We got Mirestead. We're gonna plug that in over there. Over here. Oh wait, I like this prompt here for settlements with a secret. What settlement in your world has a secret? But anyway, let's see what the dice decide is next on our list. 4. What is 4? Is that birds? It is! Oh my gosh, I get to write about more birds! How fun and exciting. We got number 13. Oh, and of course, oh my gosh, like every single one of these that I go to, it seems like Riverfang is already like already started going through and doing stuff for. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at this. You go, Riverfang. You're just doing so much stuff. I love that. I wanna see more stuff on all these lists from like everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. But we are writing about a territorial bird. That is going to be our next, and I think maybe our final charge for today. But we'll see. We'll have to see. Okay, so we have birds. Territorial. just filling out my little notes page real quick. All right. So let's go. For our final prompt of the day, we are going to do a territorial bird. Or species, there it is. Sorry, I just couldn't find where species button was. But anyway, so territorial birds. I actually did write about a territorial bird during Bestiary February last month. And that is the little baby moss swallow. And so of course I could just cheat right now and I could make an article for the moss swallow because I didn't before. But of course, yes, that does feel like cheating because I just wanna make new stuff. So let's see. Of course, these little moss swallows were very, very highly territorial. They straight up attack people for coming into their space because how dare you try to take back your buildings that we are now living in? No, you should just leave it. Let us have it. It's ours. It's ours now. But no. So we have to think about something new. That's not cheating at all. God, it feels like cheating, but I don't know. Because I do want to bring like new ideas as part of these prompts. Because like you see, because the species prompt from last month is actually on this list too. The vicious bird that I wrote about, the moss swallow, is already on this list, so I would just be repeating it again, and I don't want to do that. So unfortunately, that does mean that it is off the table. But we can just come up with a different bird. That is totally fine. I like having more birds. More birds, more fun. Oh man, and Tillers has already gone off to bed, but I think in Tiller's honor, for coming by, having a little hangout and a little chat with us, what if I make a little duck? Territorial duck. Maybe ought to make the swallow moss, the moss swallow's natural competitor. I do like that idea. But I don't know what a swallow moss would be. Is that a type of moss, or is it a bird that's very mossy? Who knows? A bird that eats moss. Just a lot of it. Just shovels it into its mouth every time it sees it. No. I am thinking, what if we have territorial ducks? I do... Yeah. So maybe they're not terribly territorial to other species, but they are extremely territorial with their own. And if they find a new favorite pond, like a little duck pond, and other ducks try to move in, they're gonna have problems. They're gonna have real problems. They're gonna fight. So yeah, I think I like that. Like tribalist ducks. Yeah, pretty much. Like you just have this species of duck that has a lot of infighting over like the perfect territories. Like they'll tolerate them having territories near each other, but the territory that they've picked out for themselves, nobody touches it. Nobody. Nobody even goes in it. Doesn't matter what they need from there. Let's see. Where might these ducks live? Go back to the map, please. Where will we have duckies? Territorial pond duckies. I'm trying to think. What if these are little ducks who live in the outskirts of Bolkan? And they like the ponds that exist there because of the nice warm water. And of course, because they live so close to Bolkan, where pools of water may just not be very common at all, they're very protective of the ones that they find for themselves. And if the pond is sufficiently large enough, there may be 1, 2, or 3 families of ducks sharing a pond, but staying very wary of where each other's like territorial line is. So yeah, we're gonna have little Bolkeen ducks. Ducks which live on the outskirts of the region Balkan. Residing in scattered ponds and pools of water that are formed by the region's magical environment. Extremely territorial. Extremely territorial among their own species. They fight off others who attempt to move in by their ponds. Okay. So there you go. We have our little extremely territorial Bolkeen ducks. These are ducks which live on the outskirts of the region Balkan, residing in scattered ponds and pools of water that are warmed by the region's magical environment. Extremely territorial among their own species, they fight off others who attempt to move in by their ponds. So yeah, if you're a fellow duck and you are trying to move into my pond, no you're not. You are being stopped. Thank you. So yeah. Oh, what is this? By Becca, thank you so much for following. Hello. It seems you have actually caught us at like the tail end of today's stream. But hello. Hi, how are you? I do not know you. I don't think. Probably not. It's very possible that people just come in here that I do know. But anyway, we have... Oh, I have to put in this final article in here. So we're up to 34 total prompts complete. Nope, just checking out another writing stream. Hello! Hello, hello, I'm Lion. I'm a world builder, artist, writer, and I do all this stuff on a WorldAnvil. My favorite place to be. And so we have just been, we spent our whole little stream here doing random writing prompts. You can see we have all these categories to choose from of writing prompts, each of them having 30 individual prompts to go through, from everything from settlements to bugs to languages and people, characters, everything, just all sorts of things. And these are all just lists that were put together by the WorldAnvil community. Yeah, and so that's what we just did today. And unfortunately, I do have to run. So this is about the time where I'm going to see if we have a channel to go raid. And oh my gosh, it looks like nobody that I know is actually online right now streaming, so that's really unfortunate. That means I'm gonna have to just kind of cut it where it is. That's really sad. But anyway, if anyone wants to go check out WorldAnvil, you can check out the website, you can check out my author page. I'm on there. And yeah, so my next stream is going to be tomorrow. We are going to be playing some video games. We're going to be playing Graveyard Keeper tomorrow, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And my next writing world building stream is gonna be Tuesday evening, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I hope everyone has actually like the most fantastic day. I'm looking forward to hanging out with some friends after stream today, so that's very good. Very nice, very good. Everyone have a wonderful day. I'm so sorry you've just joined at the end of this stream. I don't actually have anyone to rate at the moment. Yeah, happy weekend for everybody. Bye bye. Have a wonderful everything. Gosh, I'm so awkward. Goodbye.